Venus sign. Welcome to your Romantic Soulmate contract read, a timeless read. Part 1 here on YouTube, Part 2 over on Vimeo, and my new Patreon channel page thingy. So excited. I am your reader. Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Jarring the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, the Archangel Lyons. Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my Rams. Very excited to be doing this in the new career move that I made. For some of you that have been following along elsewhere, not just here on YouTube, you know what that story is about. Patreon is a revelation, and I'm digging it, and you can probably feel it in my vibe. That being said, if you are new to the channel, there is a video in the description box, a preface to the Romantic Soulmate contract reads. You might want to check it out. Don't gotta, but it'll explain my definitions of things. Yeah, you only gotta watch it once, right? So, that being said, it is a general read. You know the rules. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to get maybe a different planetary point of view on the soul contract we are about to look at. Or maybe if you got more than one romantic soulmate contract going on, I do. Everybody's clear on that. I am single. But could be interesting, right? Could be fun to get different info on different players in the soulmate contract drama. However, a soulmate is a form of soul contract. You have many different times. This is in the preface as well, but might as well get this out of the way. Not all soulmates are romantic. That's why we're looking at these, and the bottom line of any soulmate contract is that you help each other heal through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract, on and on and on. That being said, all the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, along with a video to how to book a reading with me, and all my, my book and Patreon's all down there. But definitely check out these decks, because they really, really help me, and they've helped a lot of people over the years. That being said, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, honestly, for what I feel like is a very important set of readings, because if you're helping each other heal, and through the holographic reality of unity consciousness, you're helping us all heal in a time when the world needs healing and more love to incarnate on the planet, don't you think? So it is all about you, Aries. Yay! Please take a nice deep breath. So I'm in a really good mood. The moon is in Gemini today when I am doing this, and the gods are just chit-chatting. So let's see how this goes. One more nice deep breath. As I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of soulmate contract law, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, starting with the Caroline Mace archetype deck. I need 2 archetype cards here. It's a general read, so the Aries could bop back and forth here. So party number 1, party number 2, just like in a contract, for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, there's one. And who is the other party? Party B, not to be confused with Cardi B, in this timeless soulmate read. Come back. Come back. I can tell my energy is high on this. And also I'm reading the Aries collective. Well, we've got a damsel and a healer. See, that's why you're going to have to sit this one out for a little bit to figure out which one you are, because I know probably thousands of people personally that have both of these archetypes pretty strong. But remember, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime as well. It's definitely 2 embodiments, 2 different people. But it could also be about your own masculine, feminine balance. You do you. The shadow attribute is what you are healing, right? In the soulmate contract, what you're helping each other heal, known or unknown. The light is what you're shooting for. So for the damsel, waiting for a night, K-N-I-G-H-T, not the J-Lo song, waiting for a night to provide for you seduction by romantic illusions. And honestly, if you're Generation X, how could you not be seduced by romantic illusions? Or, you know, Baby Boomer. I mean, just Disney alone, right? Let alone the Harlequin romances and all the movies when Harry met Sally, then left and came back and left and came back, you know. We've got the Damseling's easy. It is a feminine family archetype, but you do not have to be female. You don't have to be male or female specifically to have any archetype. You do you, particularly on my channel. The light attribute, though, is just gorgeous here. Understanding the nature of healthy romance. Sorry, it's like yellow type here. Inspires you to rely on yourself. I have the damsel archetype for a season. It comes and goes. It'll pop in for a while. I'll damsel for a little bit. And yeah, I'm hitting the light stride of this big time. I'm waiting for a knight. I'm calling in a king. Okay, the healer archetype. This is the obviously the healing family of archetypes of the 9 families. The shadow attribute, taking advantage of those who need help, which is never great. By the way, we just had a little black cat feline cameo going on there. So, you know, doctors who take advantage, you take it any way you want. But failing to care for oneself, every healer goes through that. I am a healer. Spiritual counselor is really my thing. So if I'm not taking care of myself, I burn out. So that's part of the healer gestalt. The light attribute, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to transform pain into healing, not pain into pleasure, pain into healing. It's a different dynamic. So already this feels so simpatico. And that's why we are now going to go all tarot on this. We're going to take 5 Daughters of the Moon tarot. We're going to do an element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. We're going to do the same with the mythic tarot over here. And in the extended read, we're going to switch decks, where we're going to put 5 of those on there, 5 of those on there, just to see what's going on. So in a way, this is the divine feminine side. We're going to be looking at heart, throat, third eye, crown dynamic. On this side with the healer, we're going to do lower 3 chakras, the external dynamic, feminine, masculine. So you could even read this as your own internal, external balance. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. These feel so fun. All right. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the south, please. 5 cards. We'll call them out one at a time. For the Aries collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, soul contract. We've got on here romantic soulmate contract. What's the element of fire? For the damsel, all right, the fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their heart's desire. 8 of Cups, withdrawal, to pull back. How about the element of fire, the element of earth? The energy's really high on this. Now, this damsel wanting to withdraw. 8 of Cups does not always mean walking away. Someone, particularly in this deck, it's walking in, but we're going to go deeper into that. What's her element of fire fueled by? The element of earth to ground this, which she has. You know that the damsel may not know that they have this, which is why they might need to go within. And we've got the Hanged Man in this deck. Reversal, a sacrifice in terms of looking at things at a certain way. That would certainly make sense with the 8 of Cups. You want to know, I just want to pull back emotionally into myself right now and look at all of this differently, voluntarily. But understand, we have to sacrifice illusions to see truth. But illusions are not real, so what are we sacrificing? Our identification, right? The amount of time we believed the thing that might not have been true or has evolved, right? It's like there's a layer of what's true and then there's truth, right? All right, element of air. What's this damsel here thinking about this soulmate contract with the healer? And we've got the devil card, or half of it in this deck. The card of oppression. So 2 major arcana cards in a row. I get why mentally there might be Oh, don't crack up. Bend your brain. See both sides, literally. Throw off your mental chains. Chains of fear, loss, abuse, codependency, neglect. The things that we carry with us mentally about past experiences, perhaps. This is a soulmate contract read, so you're helping each other heal here. So there's definitely some mental healing on the table here. For the damsel. My goddess's element of water, since we have a water in the fire position with that 8 of Cups. What's going on? What is she feeling about this soul contract? 3 of Wands, the keyword loyalty. 3 of Flames in this deck, 3 of Wands. Willing to wait, right? Yeah, waiting for ships to come in, but emotionally, there is an emotional sense of loyalty. But if the loyalty structure is the divine first, then me, then friends and family, then work, thank you, Ian Van Zandt. In the Meantime is the name of the book. I would highly recommend it. Then certainly there is this sense as well of being loyal to oneself emotionally, and hence taking the withdrawal there. Please, the voice of the soul who incarnated to play this role with the damsel archetype in this damsel healer contract. What's going on there? The Scorpio card. So this really says there is deep transformation going on here. This is Hecate, the maiden, the Crone of Cups in this deck. That would be the Queen of Cups in the traditional tarot. And Scorpio energy, Plutonic energy, transformation, a very, very deep held emotion here. But it would make sense, and wait till you see this, if you're the damsel and what you want is to withdraw, right? Because she took a boat carrying a torch. How do you do that? Rowing a boat to an island, to a cave, and some of the cups are standing up and some of them are spilled. But here, oh, I got a kitty cat bunk at my ankles, so cute. Do you see Hecate? There's the cave, the mouth of the cave up there. Yeah. So this is going into the soul and for transformation, which does make sense. With the card of oppression, and I always like to mention, we have a woman here buried under stones, but the stones are faces, which means these can be the voices and programming and conditioning from childhood, past life, ancestral patterns, but affecting you mentally. Oh, interesting. Let's see what's going on here with this healer, and we'll compare and contrast as we go. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Aries. And the powers of the south, please. Same thing. 5 cards before this healer archetype in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for the Aries collective. The healer there, what's their element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their heart's desire is the Strength card. Heracles, the original Greek name for Hercules. Hercules is Roman. Heracles and the 12 labors, the Nemean lion. I can relate to this. Really a hero's journey story, if ever. Having to complete the 12 labors in order to regain his divinity god status and powers. He had to do that, though, through facing his fears, kneeling and bowing. A lot of symbolic surrender in that story. If you look for it, you'll see it. So why would you want strength, right? Why would a healer want that, thinking that they don't have it, or not, maybe they do know, but having the courage to, like, maybe move forward in this and follow their heart. What's their element of earth, please? My gods. Oh, if it had been just one, I would have taken it. What's their element of earth to fuel the fire, to manifest their heart's desire? Page of Cups. Now, 2 different takes I get on this card always. One I get, it's a message of love, right? To me, the pages aren't associated with zodiacal signs, but you do you. The water signs, if you want to do that, all 3. But this is a seed of reflection. It is Narcissus, right? So it is an emotional message of some kind, and it can be intuitive, but it can also be external, right? It can be an offering of an emotional message, a message of love, perhaps. But because it's Narcissus, I can't help it. And the myth of Narcissus, it's the mythic tarot, it's based in Greek myth, fell in love with his own reflection, which, you know, the word narcissist comes from that. But in this deck, Juliet Sharman Burke, the writer, really says that this is about self-reflection. This is about that cup that we give to ourselves here, and put next to the Strength card. This could be them reflecting that they have this cup inside of them, particularly if this is a healer that's dealing with emotional process work, even if not for the people that they serve, even if they're not, you know, putting out a shingle healer, right? They're just like maybe the healer of their family or the healer of the group, or just do it automatically. Then this is something, even if they're not doing that this is for themselves, even if they are their #1 client, right? That there really is some self-love here and some self-reflection. And with that 8 of Cups on this side, I gotta say, there's some self-reflection wanted here as well with that 8 of Cups. All right, element of air. What is the healer archetype thinking about this romantic contract with the Damsel? 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups. You know what it means. I'll go into it if you like. Of course I will. The 2 of Cups, there is an attraction here. It's on the healer's mind. The Damsel is on the healer's mind, and if you haven't met yet, then having that kind of relationship is on their mind, which, by the way, they would need to summon the courage to move forward, because it's in the element of air, thought, not necessarily action, but they're thinking about it. Well, it's the element of water here. Since we have predominant water here with the Page of Cups and the 2 of Cups, my gods, what is their element of water? Second major arcana card, Wheel of Fortune. So we got 2 major arcana cards on this side, 2 major arcana cards on this side. The Wheel of Fortune, the fates, that there is something destined here. They are feeling the contract, or at least that element of divine timing. Now, emotionally, that can be that there is a lot of healing, emotional process stuff that came on, because we have such a indication of the element of water here, that everything that has happened before was necessary. It was fate. But fate, when you take the hero's journey, do the healing, grow and evolve, you manifest your destiny. So there is a touch of that. I feel like mentally, emotionally, this healer might have, I'm going to say, more of a spiritual high vibe than the Damsel, but might kind of be more involved with that feeling out the larger destiny, quantum divine plan, all that kind of stuff too. But will they have the courage to do it, the strength to do it? All right. Point of view of the soul, that he was chosen and incarnated to play the role of the healer in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this Damsel. And we've got the 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords, we all know it's the sneaky, sneaky card. But it can also very much be about not just premeditation, which is sneaky, sneaky, but in a sense, meditation, right? Sort of doing things on the stealth, sort of taking it in. I would say the voice of the soul there says, think about this, but think about it in terms of a strategy, in terms of looking at where you have been before, maybe not communicating this, particularly if strength and courage is needed, that right now this might be a time of mental, not just self-preservation. What is that? My cats have scratchy boxes. Sorry. It's just my cats being cats here with the Leo card on the table. Not just self-preservation, but in that place of self-reflection, sort of privately saying, oh my God, there is something going on here. There is a strategy here. You may not know exactly what to do mentally here. And again, we also see a mental chains here, but the attraction is strong and the spirit here is strong. So the healer, okay, another way to look at that is that, well, maybe this 7 of Swords is saying, is this ethical? Like, is this a healer-client relationship, right? And the attraction is there. Oh, that could totally be, huh? All right, well, let's find out. Let's see what we can get. Well, the party turned your deck. The Whispers of Love Oracle. One for each of them, and then we'll finish up with a MatCon healing mantra deck. Then over to Vimeo and Patreon I go. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, this is the first one of the series that I'm doing this way. I'm so excited. One more. Ground mark. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for these two in this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, helping each other heal. We got the damsel and the healer here. What's the whisper of love for the damsel? Okay, put them face down. And how about for this healer in this timeless romantic soulmate read? Work. Lovely. Have patience, damsel. Why not? You're going through it here, particularly with yourself and seeing things differently. Take the withdrawal time necessary. Love is patient and kind always. That's how you know whether you're coming for love or fear in your own personal process, particularly with that Scorpio in the soul position, and the devil card is the oppression, and the hangman. But that loyalty there, to be patient and kind with yourself, because if you're not, the ego is dissolving. That needs love too. Just don't let it drive the show. Right? It's like inner child work. You let that child feel everything, but you don't let the kid drive. For the healer here, we've got speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. And as a therapeutic model, that certainly bears itself out when done correctly, but everybody's different, right? So the different modalities of healing there, from affirmation work, which is very 1980s, to mantra work, to journaling, to therapy, right? Speaking the language of love. I forgot to turn off the central heating. I'm sorry. I will for the next read. But speaking the language of love with this Seven of Swords might be like, I don't know how to do this honorably right now. I'm a little scared. I got to think about this. I don't feel like this is about sneaking around on anybody, but I do get that thing of self-preservation. I don't know what to do about this, particularly if there is an ethical or legal issue, which, you know, if this is a therapist and there's this attraction going on with the client, that's not great. It's illegal, I do believe, or at least so unethical it can get you disbarred, or however that works. As raised by a lawyer, can you tell? That's why my shit is on point and checked over by lawyers before I go ahead. Not that it was easy. Not that it was easy being raised by a lawyer in the house, but winning arguments, I'm really hard to win an argument against now. Training. Shall we? Last card down. That's why this is a contract read. This is just like a contract read for my kind of contract read. The Ascended Masters of Soulmate Contract Law. It's like a division in a firm. Please take a nice deep breath. Just get one for you. For both of you. Doesn't matter which one you are. Work this. It'll help you heal. And through the quantum entanglement, you help the other heal, even if you haven't fucking met yet. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, that heating vent is right over my head. That's going to be loud on the HD camera recorder thingy. So please, I call upon the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Law. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading? The Damsel and the healer contract we've got here on the table. Having patience and speaking the language of light. Well, give them some language here to play with in this timeless romantic soulmate read. Untangling neglect. This is totally about speaking the language of love. There are 4 ego wounds according to MatCon, and I agree. Abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss. Neglect is a big one because it is more subtle, more internal than abuse, right? Abuse tends to be more masculine yang, neglect more feminine yin, because there's a balance in toxicity as well. So this one is often a little bit harder to catch. It did for me, because if somebody tries to abuse me, oh honey, I don't even have to leave my house to deal with that. But neglect, it took me a while to tune into that. It's a good lesson though. Untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. I mean, speaking the language of love, and even for the damsel to do that, right? This self-reflective work here to give that emotional loyalty to yourself for that Scorpio process of transformation. When neglect is untangled, you're no longer turning to outside sources for constant reassurance and validation. Instead, you are going within the depths of your own heart to notice the parts of yourself that require the presence of your attention. Yeah, sort of like inner child work. Talk to your heart chakra like a child. It's a miracle worker, but it's a journey. It's a relationship, actually. In nurturing yourself in this way, you step forward as the first responder to each wound, concern, and desire. From this space, there becomes less of a likelihood of attracting relationships where further neglect occurs, simply because you have accepted your role as the one who nurtures the innocence in you. Gorgeous. This mantra is ideal for building self-confidence, surviving codependency, the third of the 4 ego wounds, and healing neediness. And the damsels are known for being needy. I mean, what's the point of a damsel that's like, no, fuck you, I got it myself? That's not a damsel, right? Ever After, Drew Barrymore, perfect example of a journey of a damsel from shadow to light. Did I just Drew Barrymore us? Yes, I did. Good. Love her. So let me put it all together for you. And then, like I said, I'm headed over to Vimeo and Patreon. I'm excited to do this. My first one of this series this way. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons of the divine to please bless the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading with all that they need in this soul contract, whether they be the damsels, or they can really gain the understanding of the nature of healthy romance, inspiring them to rely on themselves, and may they, if they are the healer, that they may find their passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit ability to help transform pain into healing with patience for the damsel, because this emotional withdrawal and seeing things differently and breaking the mental chains with loyalty to themselves in a process of soul transformation with Hecate, crone of the crossroads, to be patient with themselves in that. And with this healer speaking the language of love, love is the healer. Love is the healer. But also so that they can gain the strength that they need here by doing the reflection time, offering themselves those words. Because it's very, very easy in the mind to just be thinking about the other person and not knowing what to do, but to bring themselves in to that emotional balance, because it's time, because this is written, this is a contract the fates have woven, and with that 7 of swords in their soul position, their spirit card, absolutely, that they can be stealth about this, that they can do their own healing without making a big deal about it with everybody else, while they both untangle neglect, taking the time to give themselves all the approval they desire apart, so that when they come back together or together for the first time, they're not repeating so much what has gone before, and they are able to move forward in brave, new, healthy, patient language, love language ways for their well-being, that they both help each other heal, and through unity consciousness help heal all hearts on planet Earth and maybe beyond, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivate. So it is. Pretty good. You got drama, right? You got major arcana cards here all over the place, but this mantra does work. Just don't expect it to be instant gratification, even though instant gratification isn't fast enough. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, you want to jump over to Vimeo, you can, but I'll tell you, the price to buy them individually on Vimeo is more expensive than just coming on my bottom tier, Human Hero Immortal God on Patreon. Join up as a hero, you get, a human, you get all of the extended reads retroactively and everything I'm doing forward. Otherwise, yeah, go check out my description box. There's some good stuff in there. Book me for a private read. I'm fun. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed in this soulmate contract whenever you may be watching it. My beloved Rams, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.